dear colleagues, dear friends, if I may say so, yeah. Again, we are happy to greet you today, yeah, and I think we'll have more colleagues and friends joining us. And this is again a special occasion because our Nusantara society is going international again, yeah. And we already have with us, well, the participants who already gave their talks, like, Dr. Horton, Dr. Indirawati, and today we have Dr. Zainatul Shuhaida Abdul Rahman from UiTM, yeah, University Technology Mara, Malaysia, yeah, with her topic, Bangsawan Bintang Timur Company. Yeah, Bangsawan Bintang Timur is the name of the company. Bangsawan Bintang Timur Company performances, directing principles of Rahman B, the 6th National Arts Laureate. Yeah. Dr. Zainatul Shuhaida represents a College of Fine Arts of her university. As I understand, she is responsible for postgraduate programs there. And actually, she's a really special guest because she has experience of staging performances, say, following the tradition of Bangsawan theater. Yeah, this is, today she will tell us about this theater and about Rahman B, one of the outstanding figures of Bangsawan golden age, say probably the final period of it. Yeah. So far, we haven't yet got anyone having this valuable experience, and it's extremely interesting. So please, Dr. Aida, you have been made a co-organizer. You can share the screen with us. You are most welcome to come up with your presentation. Okay, we can see. It's all right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kukushkina, and good evening, everyone. My name is Zainatul Abdul Rahman. You can call me Dr. Aida. I am from University Technology Mara, Malaysia, Selangor, yeah, UiTM. Okay, I'm going to share today. Okay, everyone can see. Wait, let me, maybe I can make it.
Yes, we see.
Right, can see this one very clear. All right, this is just a brief about the Tuan Haji Abdul Rahman B lah, or we call Pak Rahman here in Malaysia. I start with the history first about the Bangsawan. Yeah, let me. Okay, this is about the Bangsawan Bintang Timur, a company performance, directing principle of Rahman B. Yeah, our 6th National Arts Laureate. Okay, this is about the history of Bangsawan. Let me brief a little bit about the Bangsawan. Bangsawan actually is believed to exhibit resemblance or influence from the Italian comedy, specifically comedian The Art, which enjoyed significant popularity during the 16th and the 17th centuries. This is a group of highly skilled actors' performance in this theatrical performance style while drawing from pre-established synopsis. The performance revolves around a set of ordinary characters that have been standardized, as well as a selection of archetypal characters, including Puteri Raja, Prince, Tuan Putri, Princess, Jin Afrit, Jinny, Mak Inang, or Pak Laba. While Commedia dell'arte had achieved to exist by the mid-18th centuries, its impact can be observed in the dramatic works of the Laureate and the exist and the Marius in the France, as well as in English pantomime. In France, there have been notable mimosa performances by renowned figures in the field, including Jean-Louis Barrault and the Marco. The Bangsawan performance is derived from a meticulously crafted synopsis that had been developed through a rigorous process of improvisation. Distinguished actors are those who have portrayed a particular role over an extended period, thereby facilitating seamless embodiment of their respective characters. Stock characters are typically developed based on an actor's appearance, physical condition, and abilities. At this time, the Bangsawan, all the characters we call come from the stock characters. Yeah, I one of the stock characters actually at that time. Okay. The Bangsawans in Malaya originate in the 1870s when the British soldiers from India introduced a form of theatre known as a mendu or wayang parsi. This is cited by has been from Mustafa Kamal Yassin in 1974. The theatre group currently present a repertoire of classic story originating from India and the Middle East. Yeah, the performance incorporates the use of the Hindi language with several Hindustani songs being sung during the act in additional segments. During this initial phase, the cast exclusive consisted of male actors, on the times old males, even for the roles of female characters. The Persian and the Mendu puppet show, which gained popularity in the 1870s, was widely embraced by the local community. During that period, the majority of the population in the area had Indian heritage. That's why we have been many influence from the Indian character, Indian story. Yeah. Okay, the majority of the population in the area had Indian heritage. Consequently, this form of entertainment became highly favored among the residents. It is widely acknowledged that Muhammad Mashhur hold the distinction of being the individual who opened the request of Sultan Delhi in Medan, successfully established a collective of amateur nobles. The group embarked on a mission to present a Farsi puppet performance in Medan, with the intention of incorporating two female characters into the production. So start this, so additional with the two female before all male. Okay, upon return from Medan, Muhammad Mashhur established a steadfast assembly of distinguished individual with the invaluable assistance of a prominent entrepreneur named Kapitan Ali. In the year of the 1885, an individual named Mamat Pushi founded the inaugural professional aristocratic organization in Penang. Additionally, he incorporated female actors into the production. A group comprising 30 members of the nobility has undertaken a journey across Malaya, reaching the destination of Singapore. Mamat Pushi, hailing from Singapore, has led his group to the city of Jakarta, formerly known as the Betawi last time, located at the island of Java. After some engagement, Jafar, also known as the Jafar Turki, Indonesian, acquired the aforementioned group. Due to Jafar penchant for sharing narrative from the Middle East, the esteemed performance has now acquired a new appellation, Istanbul. This name is derived from Istanbul, the renowned capital city of the Turkey. Subsequently, Jafar and his team arrived in the Malaya to deliver a performance. So since that time, the Bangsawan as a form has thrived in Malaya. In the 1903, Kapitan Bachik, a Chinese businessman hailing from Kuala Lumpur, established an esteemed organization known as the Yap Chow Tong Opera. Actually, start from Kapitan Bachik, some of the Bangsawan here in Kuala Lumpur named like Opera Bangsawan. Yeah. Okay, the term of opera was coined from the first time to refer to this particular form of theater. Following that, numerous esteemed organization was established. Some of the opera companies include Star Opera, Malaya Opera, and the Rahman Star Opera of Klang. Okay, the Rahman Star Opera of Klang was founded by the esteemed national artist Rahman B's fathers and remained operational from 1911 to 1950. Okay, this is the fathers of the Rahman B name give Star Opera of Klang. This is how the name Star Opera come from lah. I mean the opera words. Okay, this is about the early history of the Rahman B family. Yeah, Abu Bakar, not Rahman B father lah. That's why Rahman B actually stood for his father's name, Bakar. Abu Bakar is the offspring of the Haji Saleh. a prominent entrepreneur residing in the area of Kampung Hujung Pasir. If you come to Kuala Lumpur, there is a small, I can say small city named Kampung Baru. Actually, in the border, not in the border, when you go up a little bit, there is Kampung Hujung Pasir. It just a kilometer from Kampung Baru actually. In close proximity to Kampung Baru, Abu Bakar has entered into matrimony with the Kasminah Muhammad Taib, a sailor specializing in the pastry on train. Their romantic relationship results in the birth of a child named Rahman, also recognized as Rahman B, who has since become known as a national artist in Malaysia. Abu Bakar resided in Klang during his teenage years, where he regularly commuted to Kuala Lumpur via train. He displayed a keen interest in the noble performance taking place at the town hall Dewan Bandaran, presently known as the Kuala Lumpur City Stage. Here now, I don't know if Dr. Kukushkina can remember, we have the Panggung Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur. On that time, it's a Dewan Bandaran. Yeah, still perform Bangsawan and all the theatre. One of the esteemed aristocratic assembly that performed at the town hall was the Din Star Opera on that time. Abu Bakar, who is currently 18 years old, has received an offer to work as an actor in the Din Star Opera. The purpose of the compensation of his service is a nightly salaries of 40 cents on that time. During that period, Kasminah, the wife of Abu Bakar, showcased her remarkable talent by pursuing a career as a dancer. His exceptional skills eventually lead her to become the esteemed leading of performer on the series stage for the nobility. The husbands and the wife are a famous couple who have gained significant recognition as a heroes and heroines in recent time. On May 18, 1934, their eldest son, Abdul Rahman, was born in Klang, Selangor. He later became known as the Malaysia national artist. Following that, they welcomed their second son, Rahim, and also named another one, a daughter, Rohani, or we call Rohani B or Rahim B. All of them were born into aristocratic families. Since childhood, they have consistently portrayed themselves as aristocrats, embodying the qualities of a hero and a heroine. In 1937, Abu Bakr established his own group of nobles called Rahman Star Opera of Klang, named after their eldest son Rahman. Utilizing the saving he had accumulated, the abbreviation M represents his wife named Kasminah. The Rahman Star Opera of Klang frequently presents esteemed performance at an amusement park located in the King's Town of Klang, and subsequently expand his repertoire to encompass venue across the nation. Okay, this is the Rahman B I mentioned. Yeah, our national artist, Laureate. Rahman, also known as Rahman B, is commonly referred, we call anak wayang here. Yeah, Rahman B was extended opportunity to pursue acting at the age of 8 and 9 years old by Diamond Star Opera. He was offered the role of a young boy in the captivating aristocratic narrative titled Patah Hati, Break Heart. At the age of 10, he was cast as Tengku Cik in the recognized Javanese folktale title Raden Mas, portraying an aristocratic character. The Rahman Star Opera of Klang encountered no significant challenge during the periods of Japanese colonizations, the communist era, or we call Bintang Tiga. In fact, during the Japanese rule, the Bangsawan group underwent a transformation and served as a platform of Japanese propaganda. Actually, I don't describe so much about during on that time period how this group of Rahman involved in the propaganda agenda through the Japan and also communists. Okay, and presented a fictional narrative set in Hawaii Island, as this theme was highly favored by the Japanese military. Okay, I touched here a little bit. During the period of the British military administration, the group's name was temporarily changed to Rahman Star Opera of Kelang until the Japanese surrendered. Yeah, during the inaugural Malayan election, the election campaign orchestrated by the UMNO representative incorporated the participation of nobility who were given the opportunity to address the public during designated interval or intermission. Within the context of aristocratic staging, there exists a distinguished designation known as orang muda. Not all male possess the attribute of youth. These young men can be regarded as the protagonist in the aristocratic performance. The ideal candidate should possess a pleasing appearance, maintain physical fitness. They need to also demonstrate proficiency in the martial art, like we call silat here in Malaysia. Yeah, exhibit the vocal talent, showcase dancing abilities. Yeah, moderate high with the good vocal range. This is the criteria to become we call a hero lah, or orang muda. Rahman B portrayed the characters of a young man at the age of 18 in the narrative of Tengku Sulong, yeah, dismissed by hanging in the 1952. The female characters was referred to as Osri Panggung, like we call heroine. The stage characters should possess as aesthetical, pleasing appearance and physical, yeah, along with the ability to sing, dance, demonstrate proficiency in also in the martial arts. Yeah, especially we call especially silat here. This stage series embodies the essence of a noble stories heroines. Sorry, my sound like this. Actually, I got fever since Monday, Dr. Kukushkina and everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. Okay. In aristocratic circle, alongside narrative featuring local historical elements, yeah, diverse methods were employed to captivate the audience. One such approach involved the creation of hand-drawn poster, yeah, subsequently reproduced and disseminated. Furthermore, it is proposed to employ a lorry equipped with distinguished assembly to effectively communicate the upcoming aristocratic performance in the surrounding village through the use of the strategical place loudspeaker, thereby serving as a promotional initiative. Okay, this one on that time, during when they have a performance, they will use a lorry and also a group of a musician play on a lorry along the kampong side, the village side, to attract all the villagers to come watch their performance. This is a strategy, their publicity for the Bangsawan on that time, period time, yeah. Okay, as a unique features, the commencement of the performance, the chosen actor will be ceremoniously escort from outside to the stage onto the stage, while attending audience will be gradually presented with a distinctive floral arrangement resembling an age. Yeah. Furthermore, during the interval between the scene, a puzzle will be presented to engage the audience. The individual who successfully solved the puzzle will be awarded a prize. The incident took place in the theatrical production title Lembing Pulang ke Dayang, which was performed in the Muar Johor. Historically, when a distinguished narrative game significant acclaim, it was customary to extend the duration of its performance to 12 consecutive nights. For example, on that night, they show they plan maybe only 3 nights, but the response from the audience come along. So actually, the 3 nights they can drag until maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. The performance they can do this way on that time. Okay, these aristocratic groups consist 30 to 40 members. Okay, they possess as expert in the field of acting, music, dance, and comedy. After Rahman B reached the adulthood and achieved fame, he entered into a marriage. He married with the Zabidah binti Ibrahim, who was 15 years old on that time. Okay, the couple entered into matrimony in the years of the 1952. Yeah, especially in the Kampung Baru, Kuala Lumpur. They married and they stay there. Even until now, the house is still there. Zabidah also known by the title of Rohaya Rahman, possessed exceptional talent in singing, dancing, acting, and then making her highly accomplished, esteemed performers on that time. Actually, both already passed away. Yeah. Okay, this is Rahman B as a director. Yeah, Bangsawan is a theatrical art form that integrates the various components such as music, dance, yeah, vocal performance, dramatic acting. This is like opera criteria. While numerous commendable performance depicts a narrative set in the palace featuring characters such as a king, queens, princess, prince. Yeah, it is important to note that this production cannot be classified as a traditional theatre. In Malaysia, we don't call Bangsawan as a traditional theatre. Yeah? This is due to the fact that the novel incorporate numerous contemporary influences into their performance. Bangsawan here in Malaysia, we call a transition theatre. Yeah? Particular emphasis should be placed on the technical aspect. Hence, scholars refer the nobility as a transition theatre. They don't call Bangsawan in Malaysia as a traditional Malay theatre. Okay. Okay, one aspect of the contemporary theatre that is often mischaracterized as a lacking nobility, it is a reliance on the improvisation rather than a fully scripted performance. This is one of the reasons. Yeah, it is a reliance in improvisation. Sorry, and then fully descriptive performance, because typically a novel story is derived from a synopsis or committed to memory by a director, such as Rahman B. During my time, since my age, 19 years old with the Rahman B never used a full script while he want to direct any Bangsawan. Everything in his mind. He just give us a synopsis. We need to create our own synopsis. Okay, this is what we call a stock characters. Okay, one aspect of the contemporary theatre that is often mischaracterized as lacking nobility, it is okay, reliance. Okay, this is I read already. During the staging of the story, the director will provide a comprehensive overview of the synopsis to all participating actors. This is what Rahman B actually. It is the actor's responsibility to develop dialogues that are appropriate for their respective characters and the circumstances to their performance. They are currently involved in the novel scenes. Following several practice sessions, they successfully delivered the narrative. Usually, Rahman B will explain, okay, today we are going to do, for example, Tunteja or Hantua story, for example. Okay, no lah, okay, maybe can take Hantua, Tunteja, Alam Buana, for example. Okay, and he give he gave to us the synopsis. The story is about what? Okay, he straight give us the what you call the scene by scene. The scene one like this, scene two, scene three, scene four, like they usually only 5 to 6 scenes. Okay, and then he tells, okay, since one, where is it? The place, maybe in the castle. Since two, forest. Three, the villages. Yeah, Jalan Kampung we call. Okay, so what is happening? He just explained to us. We are the what do you call characters. Usually, I hold the same characters, either heroine or Sri Pangong, the same characters, or Permaisuri, Sultana. Okay, so the same dialogue I memorized for, I think, 40 production Bangsawan, because you every time the theatre performance, the Bangsawan performance, I am the same character. So the same dialogue used also. This is okay. I will explain later about this. Yeah. This is what Rahman B style actually. No script. Okay. So Rahman B employs improvisational techniques within the context of aristocratic staging. Every actor must demonstrate a proficiency in adapting their dialogue and action. This is why, in instance where event unfold spontaneously and they receive positive feedback from the audience, the dialogue can be prolonged over multiple days during the staging period. The narrative continues indefinitely. Rahman B frequently opts for a proscenium shapes. This is important for the Bangsawan. We need a proscenium shape, yeah, stage. Yeah? In contrast to the ground level of flat space, yeah, space commonly utilized in the other traditional Malay theatre performance. For example, like Mak Yong, Menora, or JK, actually, they can perform in anywhere, um, big space, but not for Bangsawan. Bangsawan need a proscenium shape because we want to in and out the characters and the set and the prop to change the backdrop and so on. Yeah. Okay. And then the nobility requires a spacious hall like area, preferably equipped with the ability to manipulate curtains and the featuring of stage. In the interim, the audience is seated in a designated area situated directly in front of the stage. All right. This differs from different from the conventional theater where they can sit everywhere. Yeah, the audience. Okay, the novel employs a range of equipment to enhance the performance on the proscenium stage. This is the example, including stage decoration and the sets. Example of the theatrical terms include backdrop, we call a backdrop here, also known as a drop also, side wings, also referred to the sabing here, and the border, commonly known as a jala, yeah, the border here. These materials are crafted using a fabric known as a balachu or canvas. This material from a canvas, and this is drawn by the Rahman itself, yeah, which is subsequently adorned with the painted depictions of various backgrounds such as a clouds, a cave, forest, and maybe other elements lah that correspond to the narrative. For instance, in the event that the setting is within a palace, the architectural elements of the palace encompass pillar that are designed in the shape of the Roman pillar. This one, okay. We use a Roman pillar on the left or the right side stage. Okay, there are minimum of the six fundamental scenes. Usually we use each distinct from one to another. Okay, these scenes include forest scenes, castle scenes, maybe flower garden scenes, village street, maybe sea. Yeah, it can be anything. Yeah, maybe in a cave. Okay, to enhance the aesthetic appeal of the story, and it is a backdrop. New curtains have been created for the entire cave, your forest and castle. What I can say, Ramabi, every time, every story, he will keep changing the backdrop. He will start drawing the new backdrop. This is what I can share about him, actually. Okay. Okay, this is the Estratan dancers. Yeah, this include a chair known as the Peterana of the Sultan and the Queen to sit. Decorative flower trees in the garden. Yeah, and so many things. Yeah. Additionally, the decorative props such as so many things also lah items. Yeah, all of the equipment it is original condition. Original. For example, like the craze for the martial art silat we call use the original. Okay. So Rahman's be commendable leadership also encompasses a tasmat. Yeah, I call tasmat magic, but in Bahasa we call a tasmat actually because there are technique actually for the tasmat. Therefore, tasmat holds significant prominence as a fundamental component frequently employed in the aristocratic theatrical production. It is referred to as a specific technique or effect employed to generate a sense of wonder or astonishment. Some example include individuals capable of a flight, yeah, projectiles, for example, so many things. yeah, and the various other phenomena. The aforementioned narrative showcase the tale of the esteemed nobleman, like for example Aladdin and his encounter with the seven-star Jula Juli, all talisman, yeah, as well as his experience also Tasik Dayang Bunting. In the Rahman based staging, it is required to include an additional turn performance, yeah, commonly known as an interlude. We call here the extra turn. Yeah, during scene transition, for example, scenes 1 to scenes 2, we close the curtain so the extra turn will come. Okay, uh, okay, featuring dance, maybe they dance and songs, yeah, and it is unrelated to the narrative of the scene being presented. Okay, according to Tan Soim Bang research in the 1997, it is worth noting that during the initial period in the Penang, the concept of an extraton was absent in the context of Bangsawan. Yeah, as discussed in her work titled Bangsawan, A Social and a Stylistic History of Popular Malay Opera. However, it is commonly understood that the purpose of the curtain call is to provide entertainment to the audience following the conclusion of a scene, while the stage crew carries out necessary tasks such as so many things like the set, the props, and so on, yeah, behind the scene. Among the other responsibility, an additional 10 performance may include the singing, telling jokes, yeah, performing tricks, or they have a quiz also. Yeah, typically performers specializing in extravagant dancing attire themselves in a manner that both alluring and aesthetically pleasing. Some of the renowned aristocratic comedians from the past include like Aman Belon, ya, Putih Lawak, Mat Arab, ya, Al-Tahir. The actor's performance characterized by a genuine and unforced quality. Okay, in addition to his talent in acting, singing, dancing, and playing musical instrument, Rahman B is also possesses a skill in the drawing and the garment construction. Rahman B specialized in creating aristocratic backdrop curtain featuring various scenes, including a forest, a palace, like I mentioned, a setting, flower gardens, a contest, a room, village, a street, beach, landscape, so many things. He can draw actually. He's a good drawer. Rahman B had a previous experience in the field of the comic illustration also, yeah, included in the collection esteemed narrative, including historical tales such as Tulenggang, Keris Pusaka. This is the title of that the comic, Darah Panglima, and the numerous others. These stories are available for purchase at the price range of, on that time, 40 cents to 50 cents per story. Very cheap. Yeah, throughout his career, Rahman B worked together with the HBD, a prominent television drama production company, serving as an esteemed advisor for the Malay division, specifically focusing in the Malay drama. Yeah, he gave advice. Rahman B has held the position of lecturer also at the National Art Academy, which is currently known as Swara now. At Aswara, Rahman B developed a number of highly regarded actors, such as Zainatul Shuhaida. That's my name. Yeah, I am one of his student actually. Yeah, and has held numerous noteworthy production. For example, including I involved also together with him during he produced Last Mana Bintang 96, Haris Fadilah 97. And Haris Fadilah actually the ideology. Haris Fadilah actually the stories come from the Arab, yeah, and the Last Mana Bintang from Indonesian. Yeah, Bendahara Garam Perak, this is from Perak. Syamsi Alam, this is a mythos, yeah, mythology, Alam Buana, yeah, and the Taming Sari. Also, Taming Sari got influence from the Indonesian also. Okay, and because one of the character from Indonesia, and the many others. Okay, this is Rahman B. Okay, Rahman B has made significant contribution to the field of the Rahman theatre on a global scale. In the 2002, University Kebangsaan Malaysia recognized Rahman B as a distinguished cultural figure. Additional in the 2004, Rahman B was honored with the 6th National Art Award by the Ministry of Culture, Arts and Tourism Malaysia. During the novel stage, Rahman B has presented a total of 12 novels from fiction stories, including Jelajoli Bintang 3. Jelajoli is one of the fiction story. Further, he has performed 11 folk stories such as Sitanggang, and the 8 comedy stories such as Syamsiar Alam, 65 royal stories, for example Raja Besiong from Kedah, 5 Javani stories, Raden Patah for example, and the 17 Arab stories, just now Haris Fadilah, Laila Majnun, and the 7 adapted Shakespeare's stories such as Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, 4 Chinese stories, Chap Chipo. I also experienced with him. He directed a story about Putri Halipo, and the 3 Hindustani stories such as Sri Maharaja Chandran. One of the significant guidelines emphasizes his to avert your gaze when the king is addressing, refrain from positioning yourself ahead or behind the king. Okay, avoid raising your voice in the presence of the king. You need to control your voice in front of the king, and abstain from the pointing at others in the king's presence. Furthermore, the court dancers, or we call perwara istana, dancers, castle dance, okay, also prohibited from the performings in the close to the king. Also they must adhere to strict guideline regarding the height of their hand movement and the elevation of their feet, which should not exceed the level of their ankle here. When instructed by the king to take a seat, it is advisable to promptly comply with the request. When the king rises, it is customary for all individual present, including the queen, to also stand. Mean when the king stands, all of us need to stand. All right. For example, like this. The following are instances of Malay customs and cultural practice that were observed during traditional Malay periods. The same principle applies in the combat scenarios. Prior engaging in the battles, it is customary to commence with the recitation of the poetry, whether expressing sorrow for the good fortune. If the king intends to separate from the queen, it's imperative to initiate to the exchange with a recitation of the poetry. They have a pantun. This is a summary of the aristocratic history supported by the Rahman B. This collectively constitutes the core principle of the Noble Rahman B staging. This is the style of the Rahman B when he direct the Bangsawan. Now that Rahman B passed away for the 2 years, okay, his student Zainatul Shuhaida is preserve. I try to preserve actually the legacy of his great arts. Okay, this is all the important, we call a costume, accessories, in the Bangsawan. The trance, the tombak, the kres, this is called kres pendek for the king. Okay, this is for the royal. Okay, and this is all the kres. Pendek is very important. Okay, this is for the attire. Orang kampung, for the villagers, for the each of the character a different attire actually, and different accessories. Okay, and if for example Rahman B produce the Bangsawan from Pahang, okay, our our costume need to be a Pahang. If Rahman B perform from Perak, our costume need to be like a Perak ladies or Perak princess. Okay, this is all the backdrop. This is the palace, the decoration. This is about the forest. Okay, this is when it is a ritual. Okay, this is example village background. Okay, this is for the room. We have a bedroom here. This is the example the Bangsawan accessories. Pending, mask. Okay. And this is how we call sentong, yeah, to cover the face, to cover the hair, actually. Okay, this is all from the Rahman B albums. Okay, this is Rahman B, and this is his wife. This is Rahman B, yeah, when he was young. This is Rohani B, Rahman B's the only sister, Rahman B. Yeah, this is Rohani B. Okay, this is all old pictures, black and white. This is also Rahman B album. This is Rahman B. This is Rahman B. This is Arab Story. This is okay. This is Rahman B. Which one's Rahman B? This is a Rahman B. Oh no, this is a Rahman B. Actually, he can play all the instrument. Okay. Now this is a Rahman B. This is Rahman B with Rosna, our drama actress. This is for Rahman B album, and it is me. Okay. This is our Rahman B collection. Costume. Rahman B love to display. Yeah. Like museum. When we go and visit him, actually his house like a museum. Okay, this is all the craze. Actually, he's a craze collector. Yeah, from Indonesia, from Thailand. Okay, this is some of the poster. I didn't pick all. Okay, this is the newspaper cutting, and this is me. This is Radio TV Malaysia invite Rahman B and us producing 3 episodes, you know, for TV station. So okay, I think this is okay. It is me actually. I hold as a character Galuh Puteri Galuh Cendera Kiratna, Indonesian story. Okay, it is me. Okay, this is example. And I try to preserve Rahman B, I can say heritage or knowledge or skill from the Bangsawan. So I'm teaching in the UPM since 2008 until 2014. I can't remember how many I produced, a lot more than 10. Okay, this is one of the drama, Alam Buana. Okay, I'm teaching Faculty Bahasa Modern Communication and Language, and also education faculty in the University Putra, Malaysia. So I teach the student how to dance, how to act, and also follow the rules or the guidelines about the adab peradaban bangsawan. Okay, this is Dikir Barat. This is about around the Alam Buana story. This is Tok Kelambai. This is a folklore. I go to visit the Cik Wong, Kuala Gandah Lancang Pahang, and meet the Tok Batin, yeah, the head of the Aborigine, we call it tribes, yeah, and then ask what is their tales or their folklore. I write, then I made my own script, and then I teach the UPM student, but in the Bangsawan way. Okay, it is me also. This one for the child theatre, kanak-kanak Sewana Ganuri. Okay, this is a martial art theatre Bangsawan. It's a compulsory. You need to show a martial art. We call a silat here. Okay, this one I'm directing. Gua Putri. Gua Putri is tales apa ni? What do you call? What do you call that? This is from Perak actually. Yeah. And this one I'm directing Aladdin. Yeah, I adapt Aladdin and I change a little bit, but because I want to make it in a Bangsawan way. And this one Tok Kelambai. Yeah, and this one Puteri Selangor. This is about the history Selangor. Yeah, Hikayat Puteri Selangor. And this is Puteri Sadong. Yeah. This is about the Sabah, Sarawak, Santo Bangsa Jinjang. di Alam Buana. And this is I call a tasmat. Okay, I direct this in the UPM also. Okay, this is what we call a tasmat. Uh, I made the star. I break the star actually. This is for Dewa Kencana. It is me. Yeah, and as again, this one Calo Kerana. This one I'm acting as a Tunteja. Okay, what I'm trying to show here is this is the set, the costume, the accessories. Okay, this is all the ideas from Rahman B ideas. So I still remain everything about him actually. Yeah, about the dialogue, how to carry the dialogue in the Bangsawan way. The costume, it is a very important also. We cannot just choose any kind of material for the costume, cannot. Yeah. Same also the Patarana design. Yeah. Okay, it is me. I'm acting this for Putri Halipo. All actually the costume sewing by Rohani B, Rahman B, sister, younger sister, and Rahman B. Here, it is me also as a Pemaisuri. This is a mythos story. And yeah, it is me also from Tasik Dayam Bunting, legend story. So I think that's all my presentation. Dr. Kukushina.
Yeah. Thank you
Sorry, my
so
sound's
much.
not very good. I'm sorry.
Well, please don't say so, Dr. Aida. And actually, while I was listening, first of all, of course, I was worried because, well, you are definitely not quite well, and it just makes us appreciate it even more that you managed to appear in front of us. And of course, you had a tremendous task, yeah, in front of you, because to represent, to give a gist of what it is, which is when we speak about Bangsawan, what's it, Bangsawan, and who is Rahman B, a major figure, yeah, dominating this field for so many years. Yeah, of course, we are very grateful. It's very interesting. Yeah. So, though I understand that we should not torture you too long for too long a time, yeah, because, yeah, you are not quite well. But anyway, if you still are so kind as to answer maybe a couple of questions, yeah, we would be
Yes.
very happy. Please, dear colleagues, dear participants, do come up with your questions. Probably, well,
Dr. Aida, thank you so much. The presentation is very informative. Actually, I cannot come up with any question because I was listening with much interest, and I would like just to thank you very much for this and for having managed to come to our seminar, though you are not quite well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Dr. Ekaterina. I can see that Dr. Indirawati Muhammad Zahid also has some comments or questions. Please turn on your mic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kukushina. First of all, congratulations to Dr. Zainatul. Very interesting presentation. And I have one question for you. May I know how similar Bangsawan with opera, which is origin from China?
How similar? I mean, from the Rahman B talk, am I right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, in hands of Rahman B. Yeah, in hands of Rahman B. Okay. Okay. First, they have singing a live music band. Okay, similar, because I have experience also watch from China opera here in Malaysia. Okay, and the different while I am with the Rahman B doing this Hang Lipo. Okay, I can say like it is almost similar, but I can say in the Rahman B, but for example, I give example, Hang Lipo, can doctor, because my experience with Han Lipo, with
Yeah.
the Rahman B, okay, with the Rahman B, yeah, there are many actor and actress. Compared to the opera from China, there are not too many actor and actress. Yeah, and I haven't seen they have like a martial art. For example, like us, we have silat. Okay, and before, we having the silat of fighting. There's a pantun, a poetry, need to be delivered. Okay, that's different context with from the I came to China opera. They didn't have like this kind like a poetry before. They have a singing along the way, yes, yeah, and they also are fighting, but they are fighting a more unique because if they're fighting, they are like dancing. But us in Bangsawan Ramambi, fighting, but really fighting, that's different. But before fighting, they'll stop for a while, take a rest, and give a poetry, reply each other, and then they start fighting back. That's different. Opera China, there's no like stop and so on. They are fighting, but they have a choreograph for their fighting, like a dancing. And that's one thing beautiful about Chinese opera. Okay, about the costume, I think almost same. The accessories is almost same. As you can see from here, sorry, the picture is a little bit small. The headgear here, the costume is almost same. Rahman B following and looking at the how is China. One day I saw Rahman B. Before Rahman B saw this costume, for me, he gone through many from the TV how the what do you call from China costume during the palace costume many. So he actually I think he got the idea from that to make the costume to us before we present or perform the Bangsawan. Okay, and about the dialogue definitely different. Okay, Bangsawan ni actually, for example, for Western maybe don't understand the what they call the meaning, is it? Because it is bahasa Melayu. But Bangsawan ni, the real Bangsawan, not the real lah. I mean Bangsawan Ramampi, not so fast like theater. The way he produced. Okay, the way no the way you say the words, the dialogue, not so fast and not too slow also. But there is a rhythm. Yeah, for example, ampun tuanku beribu-ribu ampun, sembah patik harap diampun. For example, wahai kekanda, citrakanlah kepada adinda, adakah apa-apa yang tidak kena? Semoga terubat duka nan lara. Sounds like singing, but that is a dialogue. Yeah, but it doesn't come together with the music. But in China opera, it comes together with the music. They sing, it's like they're singing. Yeah. Okay, that's what I can share lah. Yeah, between the Rahman B experience, my experience with him in the Putri Halipo, and what I have seen a Chinese opera in Malaysia, not in China.
I think we have another question from Brad Horton, right?
Yeah, please, Brad.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Aida. This is very, very, very interesting. I hope I will be able to go to Malaysia and watch a performance directly. I just wanted to check if I'm understanding correctly, when you talk about your performances or you're directing and you're trying to do things, you're trying to also to teach students to perform in the Bangsawan way. And I want to make sure that I'm understanding correctly that you're still, when you provide a script, you're still doing the outline like Rahman B and leaving individual actors to perform or to create their own dialogues, to create their characters? Or do you now script a little bit more than in the olden days?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Yeah, actually, no, cannot. I can do that. Okay, as I mentioned earlier in my slide, I together with him when I was 19 years old. Now I am 47. Okay, along the way, I think more than 40 production, I've been same character. For example, like a princess, actually same dialogue. When I talk to the Sultan, same dialogue. So I can memorize actually. At first, Rahman will teach me. For example, Rahman say, okay, for this occasion, or for this what you call session, okay, you need to talk this way. So I memorize that. So just imagine that 40 production, 40 program, definitely I can memorize the same thing, the same dialogue. All right. With my student, they cannot do that. I'm teaching, for example, one semester, they need a script. Okay, what I'm doing from Rahman B script, okay, I read it down. Okay, I read it down, and then I edit. I need to edit from Rahman B script also, actually, to make it like more shorter. Because this is a student, they have a very short period semester. So from the script, they start memorize. So what can I share with all of you? The different, my student, they can perform well also on the stage, and I also can perform. But the difference is the way I am perform, I can feel I am the princess, and I can carry the the characters very well. But we can see from the face, either I forgot the dialogue or what, okay? But from a student, they can deliver very good, but to be honest, okay, if all of you in arts or theater artists, you can feel it is empty on their face, empty. They are presenting, but they memorize the dialogue. Okay, they can deliver, but you can reach your heart or not. It's not like 100%. That's the difference. Okay, because they are memorized the dialogue, they are memorized, and then they do acting. So everything it compressed in their mind, the dialogue to acting. Okay, maybe to look to the right or look to the left. Maybe they need to do this way. They are memorized. They are not like spontaneously doing. And one thing I can say, like me, for example, I don't have any problem if my partner, okay, spontaneous, improvise any of dialogue, I can answer. Okay, automatically it can come out. But my student, if anything like it happen on the stage, they will blur. They will be panic. They don't know what to say. We can see from their expression. So they really need script. Okay? Am I answering?
Yes, thank you. Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes. I can imagine very well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your question, Brad, and of course, thanks a lot to Dr. Aida, who gave lengthy, I can say, comprehensive answers to the questions. Maybe now we'll just have to proceed, because of course it was also extremely interesting for myself, because I have a special interest in drama, but I think that at the moment I would just spare Dr. Aida, because we can afford some personal communication to sort out some particular points, yeah. And especially viewing that Dr. Aida must be very, very tired at the moment. Yeah.
I'm happy to have all of you and to share everything about Bangsawan. And I'm willing to come to your place also to teach how is the Bangsawan. Like I mentioned to the Kukushkina.
Yeah,
My
all of
passion
us
is
can
about
feel your
Bangsawan.
enthusiasm. Yeah, we can feel your enthusiasm. And of course, we cannot help but just to be excited. Yeah. Thank you so much. Uh-huh.
Welcome, my
Okay, yeah.
pleasure.
Dear colleagues, now if you do not mind, yeah, viewing again that it is rather late, especially in Malaysia and in Japan, yeah, maybe still we turn to the second speaker, a certain Evgenia Kukushkina, who has to invite herself to the microphone, yeah, and to share the screen. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, it's fine. You can
It's
see.
fine. Okay, just a moment. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, good. So I'll try to be, well, I'll try to be brief, because I understand that everyone is tired. Though again, what I'm going to speak about, well, attracts me greatly, because I'll try to put things, say, a bit wider than my main sphere. I mean, just literature, yeah, comprise because, well, of course, culture in general, and not only culture, say politics, economy, and so on, all this grows out of the foundation, out of its social basis. Yeah. So people write, I mean, if we speak of literature, well, also having a particular background behind them, just like they are doing business, just like they are, say, participating in politics, and so on. And again, if to turn to culture, of course, what makes everyone, I think, who deals in Malaysia think a lot is a fundamental question about a certain cultural competition which takes place inside the country. Because, of course, we follow the development of the national language and national literature as well. And we knew that still, well, Bahasa Melayu, yeah, the Malay language still does face some challenges, yeah, when it comes with its relations versus English, yeah. And also, if we look at literary field, we can see, I think here I can even refer to the opinion of one of the well-known Malaysian writers, modern writers, Karim Raslan, who writes in English and who used to mention that, well, there is no unity there actually, yeah, because those who are writing in, yeah, besides, I mean, those writing in Malay, they are looking at, there are those writing in English looking at what is being written in London. Those writing in Chinese are looking at Hong Kong and Taiwan. Those writing in Indian languages look at Mumbai and so on. Yeah, but of course, especially it is clear when we come and see the relationship between Malay and, say, English parts of culture in general. And I had to think a lot about this when I came about a particular modern novel relating about the author's experience, yeah, while studying at the Malayan Teachers Training College in Kirkby, United Kingdom. This is an especially interesting point because actually the role of teachers in Malaysian culture is really great, yeah? And mostly, especially if we take the Malay literature, then the majority of Malay writers up to 1960 were mostly journalists or teachers, and probably, well, even, say, teachers played maybe a bit greater role, but some of them combined the two roles as well. And Malaysian literature, modern literature as we know it now, is to a considerable part a product of those who graduated from Sultan Idris Training College, Maktab Perguruan Sultan Idris, yeah. Now it has become a university, one of well-known universities in Malaysia. At the time it was founded, it was an outstanding educational center, actually one of very few providing secondary education in Malay and for Malays. And many of its graduates, yeah, became outstanding writers, educationalists and journalists and so on. And they contributed really a lot into the development of Malay culture. It was them who supported the status of Malay language. And of course, well, many of them were writers and so on. And quite a lot has been said about this college. There are articles, there are academic articles, there is a monograph, but I think that maybe one of very good descriptions, precise descriptions, were given by Shahram Hussain, an outstanding writer, especially dramatist of 1960s, who wrote his memoirs, and there is a full big chapter there on his experience there. And we can feel this atmosphere of nationalism, of great concern on the national language, national culture, and so on. But I would say there was another pole of this world of education. And this pole was represented by quite a different center depicted in the novel by Shaari Isa, a veteran writer. Is about to turn 90 this year. Fortunately, so far, I haven't got any information about his demise, so I hope he's alive. Yeah, and his novel is Kirkby, The Life and the Loves, published in 2009. And this is about a college for Malayan teachers, but quite a special one, a different one. First, it was based not in British Malaya, not in Malaysia proper, but in Merseyside County, and it operated for almost full 11 years and became a destination of hundreds of Malayan students. I think about 1,500 of them graduated from there. Actually, it was established when, after the Second World War, British Malaya experienced a great shortage of teaching staff, of teachers. And the decision was taken that some Malayan students, that young people, should be enrolled into a special program, special project launched at Kirkby, which is located, as we can see, not far from Liverpool. Shaari Isa, the author, went there in already, I think it was a final, one of the final intakes, in 1962. And here we have its picture with these black, residential blocks and administrative buildings. All this is very thoroughly depicted in the novel. It's important to note, as well we can imagine, if in Sultan Idris all education was carried out, that the teaching process was carried out in Malay, and the teachers were trained to teach the Malay children in Malay schools. Kirkby was, say, kind of a cream. They trained teachers for secondary schools, and all secondary schools used only English, exclusively English. Well, just to characterize the novel briefly, I must say that this is a nice generic mixture. Actually, it's really interesting. It's written that it's a captivating piece of literature. I can acknowledge this. It's actually interesting. And of course, first and foremost, it's a typical campus novel. There is such a genre. Or they also call it university novel or education novel, and it has its special traits. So actually it depicts an enclosed community. And actually, consequently, while the community is limited, certain lines dealing with communication between the characters can be drawn can be outlined in a very detailed and impressive way. Then, of course, this book can be characterized as well as a documentary, because I will show you that everything is depicted extremely thoroughly, all sides of students' life. Then I can say that we can see here some traces of ladies' novel, because, well, romantic line, or even several romantic lines, play extremely important role there. And if we just look at its form, then it's notable that this is a framed novel. The main narration is put in a particular historical frame. Then again, here briefly, I can tell you that everything is depicted very accurately. Yeah, so I came across the layout of this Kirkby College in one of the articles devoted to it. So Shaari Isa explained also very, very precisely where and what buildings were located and where the students could walk and just the surroundings and so on. Then the details of the students' trip to the place were also given in detail, though it was a long trip that greatly impressed those young people who, well, all of them actually had never left Malaya before. They were lucky because they went by plane. The very first batch went by steamer, and it took them 3 weeks just to get to Liverpool. Though those who went later took plane, yeah, and then they had to take train, and then there were buses, yeah, and here we have the emblem of the college, by the way. Then he lists out the curriculum, which actually had as its basis, of course, the curriculum of a respective institutions in Great Britain, with the only difference being the presence of Malay language and Malay literature there. And a great attention was given to English language, to the English language and literature as well, with some other subjects, of course, useful for the students as future teachers. And there are very nice, I mean, rather amusing descriptions of teachers. The figures present in the novel as characters are historical figures. I just give a couple of examples here. There's like Margaret Hodge, who taught art, yeah, who was, according to Shaari Isa's impression, a plain lady, a plain-looking lady with a sharp chin and thin lips, yeah, with unruly hair and so on. But he praises her as a true artist with a passionate and romantic heart. Or just the teacher of the lecturer of physics, Mr. Lunt, yeah, and he gives not only his appearance but also remembers his funny habits, like he seemed to be wearing the same clothing day in and day out. Yeah, he also had an untidy pipe. Yeah, and some mistakes on the blackboards were often rubbed with his fingers. He licked his fingers and then he rubbed off something wrong written on the blackboard. Though it's important to note that it's a bit unfair, I failed to come across the photo of the principal, Gregory John Gurney, who laid a great imprint, as I understand, upon Shaari proper and probably the other students, yeah, because he is shown as an emblem of the best teachers, lecturers, and human qualities in general, as a dedicated educationalist, a kind but at the same a firm person who held to resolve certain conflict and succeeded every time he did it. And mostly all conflicts that are depicted in the novels are resolved by him. And actually the frame story, he is also the main character, because well, he recollects his days in Malaya while working there as a principal at the college, and then he wishes to get back to Malaya to see his former students. And then, well, the story, of these olden days at the college is given, and in the very end, the frame story ends with him arriving in Malaya together with his wife, and there is an encounter full of joy, so on. And everything described in those articles or just memories of the students is thoroughly described in his novel. Just the lessons, here we see all these are authentic photos, a biology and a physics class, and there were dancing parties, something not quite imaginable in today's Malaysia, I mean, at the college, but that time, it was different. He recollects his first impressions of snow and just this happiness of the students who had never seen something like this, and one of this moment was caught by the photographer. That's again an authentic photo, There were sports, and this is one of the teachers, and of course there were theatrical performances. And Shakespeare, it was interesting for me, as someone studying drama. Shakespeare was indispensable. This is a cast for Midsummer Night Dream, though they staged not only Shakespeare, but some Chinese classical plots, and Megatrawis, Dr. Aida, this famous Bangsawan plot as well, Bangsawan story was their favorite, and they also used it in class of Malay literature as well. And then again the Malayan medley, a particular attention was paid to the interaction of the students with local community, and this community was always, every year, was invited to see performance by the students who performed traditional dances and songs and so on. Malay, Chinese, Indian, and this is a poster, they preferred. Then there were excursions, and on vacations they went abroad. They traveled around not only the United Kingdom, but also Europe. So in this respect, the novel is again a kind of a documentary, because it just relates how these people were brought out and how their personalities as future teachers were shaped. Now, if we can, actually we could see that they enjoyed their life at the college to the utmost, but there are some moments of tension depicted there, like ragging of the freshes, then certain political games among students, not always quite scrupulous, some manipulations during elections of student committee. Then some students were not content with particular things like teaching practice, which seemed too difficult. So there was even an attempt to boycott it. Here is a picture, the caption said that that was a moment of ragging, where freshers were asked to do particular things like singing or wearing funny clothes, and so on. And while in some students' memories it is stated that it was just fun, but in the novel this ragging is depicted as quite cruel and pressing, and this new intake succeeds in resisting it. They do not allow the older students to make painful things to them. Yeah, so it's an important moment, important episode. This is a picture, an illustration from the book. You see, I think this is an advantage. I do not know why they do not mention the name of the artist, but the illustrations are well drawn as if it is as if by someone not exactly professional, maybe. Yeah, so they look like some pictures from somebody's diary, for example. And here is a discussion just during the moment when students' elections took place and some unhealthy tendencies are revealed, but the students fail to recognize them at the same time, and it brings about certain implications. Yeah, and those are again authentic photos of teaching practice, which also appears, of course, in Shaari Issa's novel, yeah, because the students had to go to nearby schools located around Kirkby and teach them, including also sports, yeah, physical training. But some schools were located quite far away, and in different schools, the acceptance to these students who came to teach and undergo this teaching practice was different. Yeah, not everywhere the attitude was too friendly. That's why this unfriendliness and hardships of everyday trips, well, to and fro, sparked certain discontent, so that the principal had to behave very firmly, or there was an idea to boycott this teaching practice. Yeah. But what is important, and what was evident to me, that the issues really burning at the time within Malayan society, and also, well, to some extent remaining pressing in today's Malaysian societies, are not almost stressed in the novel. Things like interethnic and interreligious relations, though some of them are touched upon within romantic lines, yeah, but interpersonal communications and mostly romantic relationships occupy the greatest part in the novel. But actually this, of course, makes it very attractive for readers, yeah. Of course, it's natural that in such a place full of handsome guys and beautiful girls, this romantic relationships, well, appeared. It was just very, very natural. And, well, some of them are cross-ethnic and cross-religious. Just, for example, we see such a couple here near the church. And actually, it's not just because, well, there are old churches in Kirkby, but the thing is that the boy is Malay, and the girl is, well, it is not explained whether she's a Chinese or Indian. I just can understand that probably she's a Chinese. She's a Catholic. And first, when coming down to the college, she firmly intends to be a Catholic nun, to resign the world after she graduates and just to devote herself to God and to teaching. But it happens so that while they are, well, being friends for quite a long time, then they seem to love each other, like each other. And the young man, who doesn't have a firm Islamic background because his parents had divorced a long time ago, so he get baptized into Catholicism, and later, as we are told yeah, in the end of the book, they get married. It's important that no reaction from the surroundings, yeah, from his friends or whoever is shown. Yeah, had it been, say, 2 days Malaysia, the reaction would have been rather firm, I would say. Yeah. There are, well, I just gave a kind of a scheme. You can see how many lines, yeah, are depicted here. And each of them contains its own problematics. Like, for example, a Chinese couple, Robert and Su Cheng, well, their relationship brings about a tragic turn because she's a beautiful girl, but from a simple family. He's from a very well-to-do family, and he proposes at her and gives her an engaging ring. But then she learns from someone else that he is already engaged to a girl from a rich family. Though, well, his family arranged it, not himself. He wasn't aware of it. And upon when she gets to know it, well, later she dies. When a fire happens, she is reluctant to escape, and the things things turn out tragically. Well, this Olivia and Malim, yeah, this is a Catholic girl, and in the very end, it's just mentioned that when they came to Malaysia upon graduating, they got married, but only a year later, this Malay boy divorced his wife and remarried. Nothing is clarified what actually happened and how it happened. There is a couple of triangles, yeah, when one of the most beautiful girls of the college cannot at first choose between the two young men who show their interest to her. Well, another triangle is even more tensed, so to say, because first the girl is flirting with one student, but as it turns out later, she only wishes, she's only doing it to get closer to his best friend. So she achieves her aim, but ruins their friendship. Yeah. While this one is a relationship between the Malay student and a local Irish-born girl. But as we are told in the end of the book, well, they happily live, they get married and happily live for 20 or 20-something years when back in Malaysia. And in the best tradition, oh, sorry, I have made a mistake, I've written it in Russian, but in the best tradition of ladies' novel, at the very end of the novel Shaari, Isa hints at the possibility of happiness for another two characters who failed to establish relationship while at the college, but somewhat they remembered each other, yeah, for 20 years upon graduation. So all this is very nice and really captivating, but still there is an impression that first, some serious discussion of pressing issues doesn't take place, though there are hints at it, yeah? But we have a comprehensive picture of the emerging part of Malaysian intellectual strata, which is rather strongly anglicized, a British educated one. And probably later, upon getting back to Malaysia, they served as a strong counterbalance to, let's say, a Sultan Idris type national Malay intelligentsia, yeah, those who were, let's say, Malay nationalists, clinging to the idea of the supremacy of the national language, of national literature, and so on. So it seems that just this policy of a British government when establishing such a place like Kirkby it worked greatly, because it is depicted that those students had strong personal relations with their teachers, especially the principal, who served to them as an example. On many pages, one of the students contemplate upon the best features of British here and there, not too lengthy, but here and there. He contemplates upon the best features of the British culture and British people. Of course, things are complex. I'm not going to say at all that these people, these students, didn't play a positive role in the history of Malaysia. I think they did contribute a lot. But I think this certain intercultural tension, which still exists, is also the product of this twofold politics within the educational system, especially at this particular time when young independent Malaysia was about to be born. I think I should stop here. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Evgenia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really interesting. Dear colleagues, do you have some questions, please, to our speaker?
Everyone must be a bit exhausted.
And thinking over the questions. Can I ask the first one, please?
Of course.
Thank you very much again. Did you have an expression when reading the novel that it might be at least partly autobiographical, and maybe the author really experienced such problems, bullying or ragging during
Yes, of course, yes. Though on the one hand, I can feel that the author tried to be as objective as possible, so that sometimes he even appears like a bit impassive.
Indifferent.
He just depicts what's happening to the characters, and he states, well, the girl was very upset, she got to her room, she thought this and that, and then started crying. But there is no attempt to put particular emotion into this episode, into this description. Still, I have a feeling that the author associates himself particularly with one of his characters, one student, because probably the greater part of description comes from his point of view. And yes, I think this is indeed his own experience. If not, he might have at least, and I think he definitely did, get acquainted with some memoirs, some recollections of the past, which we can find in the internet, and actually they have a very active alumni association. They even went, I think about 5 years ago in 2017, they arranged a trip back to Kirkby, though there were, say, grandpas and grannies over 80 already, but those who could, they got together and they went there. So they were, communicating actively with each other. Mostly it's his personal experience, yes, and probably something was taken from his friend's experience or from some stories he read, something like this.
I see, thank you so much. I can see Svetlana Khor joining us. Do you have some questions, Svetlana?
Thank you very much, Dr. Evgenia Kukushkina. I'm very pleased to hear your report. It's always very fascinating listening to you. And
thank you, Sveta.
dear guests from Malaysia, I'm also very impressed by your report about traditional Malay theater. My best regards to all of you. Thank you very much, Dr. Evgenia Kukushkina.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sveta. I'm always happy. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Any questions, dear colleagues?
Dr. Yelena
Yep.
Gennadьевна.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Your mic hasn't been turned on yet.
Oh, yeah. So, excuse me. So you know that I'm so much interested in the language policy. Can we see, after or having read this book, this novel, that these people who founded this school for Malaysian future intellectuals, that they used the English language as one of the means of increasing their influence on Malaysian intellectuals? In what way the language was used for it?
Well, I think I do agree, and partially this was what I was trying to say as well. Yes, actually English was the medium of instruction in this place, and not only the medium of instruction, but English studies in general were the priority. So they laid special stress on the English language, on literature as well. And as I understand, mostly those performances they gave, yeah, they chose English pieces, yeah, of dramaturgy and so on. And then they also encouraged the communication with local population. And I think that mostly those people who came back after studying in Kirkby, they were using English widely, probably in their families as well, at least more than other people in general. So actually they gave rise to a particular, say, segment of Malaysian intellectuals, yeah. It's important that it was in the field of humanities, so to say, because mostly when, before the independence, the Malays went to study abroad, mostly the offsprings of sultans' families and so on, they took up military career or became lawyers, or also later took some science and so on. But here they were teachers. And well, actually, of course, things I think, at least when the language politics is policy is concerned, would have been easier had at least the teachers being, say, let's put it monolithic, yeah, monolingual, using national language, but it didn't happen. And these people, they came at the time when the role of teachers was great. So
it proves the idea that the system of education is one of the most effective ways of influence on the way of thinking of people, young people, not only young people. Thank you very much. It was really interesting to learn about it. Thank you.
Our colleague Anna Svetlana Shapashnikova is also is very grateful to the speaker, saying that it was all very interesting and informative.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, I cannot show my video because the camera on the computer is not working, but you can hear me, right?
Yes,
you can hear me.
Yes.
So I want to thank the speakers. Yes, thank you for reading my my note. I think that it is very informative. I can only be sad that it was on the Zoom and not in person that we met.
Yeah. Let's hope for the future.
Yes, actually, the heating has been restored. So I hope that our next seminar will be in person for those who are in Moscow. And of course, we will again have online for our dear colleagues from abroad or from other Russian regions. Dear Brad, I think you also have a question, right?
Yes, just a brief question and comment.
Thank you.
Dr. Evgenia, very, very, very wonderful presentation. I was fascinated by this. And so one of the things I wanted to ask, because I didn't hear, maybe you explained it and I just missed it. But the pictures that you brought in contextualizing the experiences were really, really, really fantastic in helping to imagine the past, at least going back to the 1950s, and being able to feel what people were doing, and in addition to your explanation. And so I'm just curious where you got those materials. And then second, how the reception of this novel, how has this been in Malaysia? Of course, because it was written in English, it might have a little bit either less reception, or perhaps it could be received more by some groups and less by others. I'm just curious about whether there's any reaction or whether you know about that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comment and for your questions. Well, actually, again, the second question is, well, it reveals a lot. Yeah, I mean, just thinking about it, about the materials. Well, I would say that, again, here, probably those coming down from other institutions can be quite envious. I mean, to Kirkbyites, they call themselves, yeah, those graduated from Kirkby, because I have discovered that there is, I might say, even an abundance of materials just in the form of blogs with photos. Unfortunately, not all of these photos open, yeah, at least, well, when I attempted it, but, well, some of them, I even had quite a lot just to choose from them. So, and there are articles, yeah, written on Kirkby College. But you know what is interesting? Again, just like Shahram Hussain wrote on Sultan Idris Training College, and it is, well, not exactly fiction, but again, it's a literary work. And this is probably the best depiction of the institution. And here too, there are many materials, but this book, this novel, this is a fictive source, yeah? But it looks like probably the best source, because it, well, describes the life there so well. And here again in this edition, now if we turn to the reception of the book, yeah, there are very positive comments, yeah, though mostly, as I understand, they come from those who also graduated from Kirkby, but I also encountered some articles in English language newspapers. And by the way, Shaari Isa also received, I think, in Ireland, a Dublin Literary Award. Yeah, though maybe for his some, not for just this novel, but for just the whole corpus of his works, so to say. But what is again very distinct, it characterizes the situation. Enough to say, though, I have been dealing with Malaysia for such a long time, and just the importance of Kirkby College just surfaced, for me at least, so very recently when I came across this novel. And I found it in the bookstore. And I am, well, I try to read, I try to follow the development of literary situation, and I mostly read about Malay language literature. And I haven't encountered it. So you see, there is just a particular part of society, both writers and readers and journalists, who read and comment upon such literature. And vice versa, those who read this literature seldom read Malay literature. Yeah, literature in the Malay language seems to be like this.
Thank you, thank you. That really helps to understand it.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, dear colleagues, dear friends, I think it was, again, a very nice gathering. And, well, we are very grateful, for your participation. Today, not everyone was able to turn up, but we promise that, of course, we'll go on with our efforts and holding our meetings regularly, and we will always be happy to see our guests from abroad, and we promise again always to inform you whenever we have talks in English. Yeah, we'll always try to arrange it. So we are very touched that you have joined us, though it is very late, and we wish you the best of health. And yeah, now
May I suggest that we take a photo of all of us? Maybe we could switch on the video of those who can do it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, yeah, I think that's a very good
Marina,
idea.
will you be able to make a screen of all of us? I think we're 12, but how shall I arrange it so that everyone is seen?
Those who can turn the camera on, could you please do it?
Yeah. Marina, I think it's you that have to arrange this gallery view, okay? Because you will be taking this screenshot. Is it okay?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Once more. Yeah, that's all, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Marina. Okay, let's have a rest now. Thank you so much again. Yeah, Dr. Aida, Dr. Indira, Dr. Brad, yeah, and rakan-rakan semua, oh dear colleagues. Yeah. We hope to see you soon. Yeah. All the best.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Selamat malam.
Selamat malam. Yeah, good
Selamat
night.
malam.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.